Hi everyone, Dr. Eric Cobb back with you this week. I hope you're having a fantastic week. Now, what I'm going to offer you this week is a mindset shift. I'm going to ask you to consider changing your identity. Now, what I mean by that is not go out and get a false identity and a new passport and all that stuff. Instead, I want to talk to you about your fitness identity. Now, when I work with people around the world, what I oftentimes find are people that are very confused about who they are and how to go about becoming a fitter, stronger, healthier person. And I tell them very often the reason for that is that we haven't adopted the right identity, the right personal brand, if you will. Because most people approach fitness in a completely opposite way than they approach their jobs. So let's talk about our jobs first. Unless you're living on a trust fund somewhere, the likelihood is that you earn your living, right? You get up and you go to work. And the way that this occurs is there are some really standard characteristics. If you have a job, you know what time it has to start, right? I start at 8 a.m. or 7 or 6 or 5 or 9, whatever it is. I know what time I get to finish, right? Maybe I end my day at 3 or 5 or 7. But there's a defined start time and a defined end time. Next, if you've had your job for any period of time, you likely know when you don't have to be there through the year. It's called vacation. So you already go into a year knowing, at some point, I'm going to get a break from this stuff. Then, another hallmark characteristic, you know what your job is. You show up and you go, okay, these are my responsibilities. These are the things I have to get done. And finally, you have a pretty good idea of how long it's going to take you to get that done. Now, if you think about your fitness goals and your fitness approach, do you, on a really regular basis, have a defined start time? Do you have a defined ending time? Do you know when during the year you're going to get an opportunity to take a break, chill out, not exercise, breathe, just relax? Do you know what your responsibilities are in fitness? And finally, do you know how long it's going to take you to train in order to meet those responsibilities? Now, here's the thing. Most people, when they start considering fitness or diet or anything else in their health from a more professional standpoint, things begin to change. Because you go, you know what? I really like to do strength training. And in fact, whenever I do my own training, I can get a ton of work done in 12 minutes or 17 minutes or 22 minutes. Imagine if you got to earn your living, you got all the rewards of having a job where you showed up at 8 a.m. and you worked until 8:22 a.m. 5 days a week, and then you had the weekends off. Do you think you could find the energy to show up for those 22 minutes? What we're learning more and more about health and fitness is that it is the first 20 minutes in most cases that make the biggest difference for us long term. So this week, my challenge to you is not to change anything. My challenge to you this week is to consider, who do you think of yourself? How do you identify yourself in the fitness world? How do you identify yourself in the dietary world? Because I believe that when we begin shifting identities, we really begin to shift behavior. I see this over and over and over. People that are constantly searching the web, looking for the latest and greatest fad and exercise and dietary change, etc., rarely find the consistency required to create long-term change. Those that most easily change their lives are the ones that change their personal brand, their personal identity of how they think about themselves. So consider that this week. I hope you have a fantastic week. I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.